Hey guys, this is Ruroni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to cover another anime series that I should have reviewed a long time ago after I finished watching this series back in 2018, which is today's anime review, Sailor Moon Crystal. The Sailor Scouts are here with the Moon Pride as well as the Moon Prism Power. In other words, in the name of the moon, they'll punish the evil as well. Sailor Moon Crystal is a anime television series. Originally, it's an original net animation, which is based on the manga of the same name by Naoko Takeuchi, which Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Crystal is probably under the working title as how it has got as to intended is. And this is a lot very more different than the original Sailor Moon series, and technically it's a lot very newer type of animation, and the we'll come to that in just some sort of things that is going on. I have it's besides basically how it's given in the title, and this how this is encapsulated only particularly 3 seasons. Um, this series, yeah, the first 2 seasons of Sailor Moon Crystal were directed by Munehisa Sakai, but the third season is directed by Chiaki Kon, who's known for their work on anime such as Midori Days, Bleach, Higurashi When They Cry, Maiden Spirit Zakuro, and many other works, as how he has a lot to do for this one. Anyway, so it's probably a lot very faithful to the original manga of how this goes. So we're gonna explain the plot. This consisted only of how the Dark Kingdom arc, where Usagi Tsukino, a middle school girl who saves a magical black cat named Luna one day when she discovers that Luna can talk. But there's not the weirdest thing when Luna tells Usagi that she has the power to become a magical girl, Sailor Moon, and fight evil by yelling Moon Prism Power makeup. But that's how it all started. What in the Dark Kingdom arc of how it began when she meets a boy. When a boy gets involved, Mamoru, who later is revealed that he is the identity to Tuxedo Mask, who is a masked vigilante who is looking for the legendary Silver Crystal. And they were revealed that they were Prince Serenity and of the Moon Kingdom and Prince Endymon of the Earth in the distant past of how the identity, how it goes. I mean, the arc is basically how she is learning how to use her powers, including their new friends and allies like Sailor, like yeah, how we'll come to that in just a moment as well. Like the other Sailor Scouts with each planet and elemental powers as well. The big bad of the this arc is technically Queen Metalia, but she doesn't do any very much until the closer end. Under her is Queen Beryl, a woman who scorned who had once loved Endymion, and under her are minions, which are Jadeite, Nephrite, Kunzite, and Zoisite. She sends to do most of the fighting. What you see if you watch the Dark Kingdom arc in season 1. But in season 2, after the big show, it started with the big showdown with Metalia in season 1. A mysterious pink-haired girl who calls herself Usagi, threatening Usagi Tsukino, trying to steal the legendary Silver Crystal as the source of the credibility power as Sailor Moon. I mean, she is like the little girl. She is really 100 years old. I mean, isn't she Sailor Moon's daughter from the future? She wanted to go back in time and meet her mother when she was doing heroic Sailor Scout stuff on Earth. But they refer to her as Little Usagi or Chibiusa, any different names of this whole identical thing as well, how the name goes. But it's just how it is. And she becomes one of the gang. The new bad guys are on the block are called the Black Moon Clan, which they are an evil group that Neo Queen Serenity has sealed away on the planet Nemesis a long time ago. This arc only focuses on Chibiusa, who struggles with her jealousy of her mother when her strange unable to grow up or attain her own powers. Becoming evil lets her become an adult temporarily. When she turns good again, she reverts to a child form, out as how the form actually. That's probably how Chibiusa's strong emotions are, of her strong desire goes. And that's just how it is, what you see in season 2. In season 3, however, in Sailor Moon Crystal, I mean, if you're a fan of Haruka and Michiru, aka Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune, they are introduced in season 3 in the plot line, while the villains, which are called the Witches 5, that serve a Dark Lord called Master Pharaoh 90, Dr. Tomoe, a mad scientist, and his fragile but not so fragile daughter by the name Hotaru show up here as well. Just like in the original anime, which is part in the 90s, while these two new Sailor Scouts appear on the scene, especially their goals and methods that are supposed to those of the inner senshi, like Sailor Mercury, Sailor Venus, Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter, and Sailor Moon as well. That's unclear whether they are friend or foe, or hero or a villain, or an enemy in many other ways. Just like from before, they prove themselves to be important allies to the other Sailor Scouts, but Sailor Pluto, Sailor Neptune, Sailor Uranus, and Sailor Saturn are in the Outer Scouts, which I refer to them. Well, it's just how it is as well. And I would like to say, but that's the plot. I'd like to say this is really good, but almost, if you ever watch both either the original Sailor Moon series, or if you watch Sailor Moon Crystal, or if you read the original manga, I mean, the interesting thing is that I had a feeling that when I first watched this series, because this is particularly of how it draws very closer to the original manga in a whole certain manner, unlike the original Sailor Moon anime series from the 90s. But Sailor Moon Crystal, however, it's a lot paying attention to the original manga in its own turn of event sort of feel in this way, which is a great benchmark of how this is remade as of how this goes. 2 or less than the satisfactory results. They have been doing this a certain multiple things of what you expect for an anime series like Sailor Moon Crystal. Yeah, that's just how it goes as well. And on top of all this, it has its visual style. I mean, it has the beauty and the elegance, refinement, and those praise as what was in the manga, which is subtracted by the 90s anime's more campy moments. But the difference here is the 90s anime is about an ordinary schoolgirl who saves the world and become a princess. But Sailor Moon Crystal, which is basically the original Sailor Moon series, Sailor Moon Crystal, on the other hand, it's about a princess who becomes a schoolgirl and saves the world in the whole which is a lot very different than the original, accordingly. In this one, you get more style and more class, as you can expect from the shoujo genre, whereas the original kind of seemed like it's trying to be a shonen monster fighting anime, like it's some almost Monster of the Week type of way, as how it is intended. But at least some of the time, but they are more different than the other. If you ever watch in either the original Sailor Moon series or Sailor Moon Crystal, which is the new one, I would like to think that this series, on the other hand, this is a lot very different, very close, almost is getting closer to the original manga in its own manner as how you expect. If you are a fan of Sailor Moon, at least the English dub is dubbed by Viz Media, at least, though it's, if you either watch that or either the English dub from Viz Media or the original Japanese dub with English subtitles would ought to do. I prefer to watch. Sometimes I can watch it either in English dub, but I like my anime in its original Japanese with English subtitles, particularly. And yes, this is how you expect as well. I mean, this is how congratulations of how this anime intended, of how the quality and the visuals go, that how they intended to use this in this anime series. And yes, I like this anime. I mean, it has a better English dub by Viz Media or the Japanese dub. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Deke English dub. I'm not a big fan of the Cloverway English dub from the original Sailor Moon, but the Japanese version's a lot more better and much more better class as how it intends of how it goes. And yes, this is probably one of the Sailor Moon is probably one of the most biggest and more popular anime, which is probably after Ranma half as how it ended. But ironically, Sailor Moon gets a lot of more attention for the fans of if you ever love the anime or the manga in general. And I heard that Sailor Moon Eternal is the new one. I think that takes place after the events from the third season of Sailor Moon Crystal, of how it goes. Of how the meaning of how a great feeling of how this goes. Because it's particularly of how they use the story of how it's adapted from the original manga and the plot goes, especially the Dark Kingdom arc in the first season, but in the other arc in season 2 where Chibi Moon's first appearance which is introduced in season 2, and that's just how it is what it is. I mean, Sailor Moon is particularly the popularest ones, what considered to be the best. It's probably what Naoko Takeuchi had a lot to do when one of her works has been adapted as the newer one. And yes, the third season of Sailor Moon Crystal started as like a TV program airing in Japan, but the first 2 seasons of Sailor Moon Crystal started as a original net animation, which is probably aired on the web. If you want to see this anime, give this a watch. You can watch this on Crunchyroll, or you can get this on DVD or Blu-ray. I mean, I think I love the series. But the animation is great. The sound is great because I prefer it in its Japanese dub. It doesn't matter if you watch it in English or Japanese dub. That's for the sound. But the visuals, I love the visuals and the backgrounds as well, for the whole aesthetic as how it goes. The music is purely genius as well, but the story is just what it is, how it is adapted. But overall, I'm going to give this anime series a 10 out of 10 because I consider this anime to be the best adaptation from the original Sailor Moon manga, because I thought this series is pretty cool, because I think I like this anime a lot better than Maid Sama and Air Master, because I thought this series is pretty cool. Because I know this is animated by Toei Animation, which is known for their work on Dragon Ball Z, Machine Hayabusa, as well as Great Mazinger, Mazinger Z, Devilman, UFO Robot, Grandizer, Candy Candy, Captain Harlock, and many works. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Sailor Moon Crystal for today. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts for this. When I first watched this, I loved it because this is very faithful to the original manga. Help subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter and Facebook if you have Twitter and Facebook account, all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by smacking the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comment section below of what is your opinion on Sailor Moon Crystal. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RurouniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified as well if you're new to my channel. And that's all I got to say. So keep it otaku for this anime review. And I got another upcoming anime that I haven't reviewed before, which we have for what's in store for today for our next anime review. What we have here. Stay tuned for my next anime review, with another 80s anime, one for all and all for one, with tomorrow's anime review on Dogtanian and the Three Muskehounds. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Dogtanian and the Three Muskehounds, because you won't want to miss another anime review.